Welcome to the Morning Ramble. That's Matthew and this is Eric. Today we are going to discuss that every particle attracts every other particle in the universe with a force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. Also, Jeffrey Epstein was murdered to protect the political elite from being exposed as part of a pedophile island.
True.
Very true.
Yeah, that. I feel lost without saying welcome to the morning ramble.
Well, you can't even talk. You can't say what. Go ahead.
Yeah. Welcome to the morning ramble. What she said.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. There's been a lot of Epstein memes, and we're gonna go over some of them.
Yeah,
we haven't done a meme podcast in a while.
We haven't, and honestly, well, we have some other stories to go into that I didn't tell you about, but I wanted to definitely dive into some of these memes. Now, I grabbed a little over half a dozen. There is, well, if you're just on the interwebs, you just know there is an infinite amount of Epstein memes.
They're all over.
If you don't know this story, I'm not going to explain it, because I'm pretty sure everyone...
I mean, we've already explained it. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
Exactly. All right, let's look at some memes here.
You know, oftentimes I don't find myself being like, oh yeah, like this conspiracy theory, I'm in on it. This one, I'm like, yeah, this makes total sense.
Yeah, I think everyone...
like, everybody's just on board with this one.
And, you know, I have a meme here, I think it's part of the collection I grabbed, that it's someone took it a step further than just he didn't kill himself. I'll show you which one that one is. This one was just published today by one of the meme pages I watch. Roses are red, elf on a shelf, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Awesome.
Amazing. This one, actually, I saw this one, Tad posted it. If I have to see one more Jeffrey Epstein meme, I'm literally going to kill myself. Unlike Jeffrey Epstein, who was obviously murdered.
Awesome. That's awesome.
All right, gang, let's see who really killed Jeffrey Epstein.
That's a good one.
There's a twist ending. This one is actually a little hard to read. I'm going to throw it up to cover everything, though. It says the evolution of the alphabet, and if you start with the top line, Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh, sweet. That one's deep.
That one is deep. Someone took a lot of effort for that one, and I appreciate it. This one I've seen. There's different variations of this one, but it's like a lot of times people take just a screenshot of like a wrestling match at Jeffrey Epstein, not Jeffrey Epstein. So, some say blue cheese is best. Some say ranch dressing, but deep down we all know Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
It's really funny because of like so many of these memes are like normal stuff that we see every day on social media,
and then it just takes a turn.
It
started with fun facts, kind of like what we just listened to. By the way, did you know what that was? That explanation that I pasted in there? That's Newton's law of gravity.
Yes, I did know that.
Oh, well, you should have flexed your brain a little bit and be like, that was Newton's law, because I didn't tell you that. So
I mean, that's one of his laws. Yes,
of gravity.
Yes.
Okay. Back to things more important. Joker, spray paint. The worst part about having a mental illness is people expect you to believe as if you don't know that Epstein didn't kill himself. So didn't commit suicide. This one's funny. I think it's like supposed to be like a cartoonish version of like climate change or something like that. So it says changing rain and snow patterns, damaged corals, rising sea levels, and then in the blue sky, Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh,
a lot of effort put in.
Yeah,
I feel like we have a lot of effort.
I really am loving it.
Yeah. Oh, here's one of those fact ones. A fun fact: do you know what that hummingbird is called?
The topaz hummingbird
is the smallest bird in the world, even though it has the smallest bird brain in existence. It knows that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Pregnancy test: Epstein didn't kill himself. It's raining memes. It's never gonna end.
There have been some stories that came out that say that the memes have kept it in the discussion.
Well, there was a recent, at the end of these memes, I have the screenshot of the article from the New York Times. From his Epstein's brother hired a what is it called? A coroner.
Forensic. It's a forensic investigator.
Yeah, to analyze the body, and he came back that the what was it? It's more, I guess the damage, his death was more it's more common seen in strangulation than it is in suicide.
Yeah.
Which everyone's just like, duh.
Yeah, I mean,
and then a lot of people are like,
know.
the memes worked.
Yeah,
you know?
we know, guys.
Yeah. And then a lot of times, and I saw some people were commenting on all these memes. They're just like, we get it. Everyone agrees. Who are we trying to convince? And everyone's like, no, we're not going to stop. Like,
we're not trying to convince anybody. We just want somebody to look into it.
Yeah.
Preferably somebody who's also not a pedophile.
Someone of authority who's not a pedophile, which we don't know who that is. What are some things that your dad says? I love you. You make me proud. Good job. Epstein didn't kill himself.
I mean,
yeah.
True.
Probably a lot of kids have said that. Jeopardy. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Of course.
Not Jeopardy. Oh my gosh.
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. Two completely different game shows, by the way.
All right, we're like 27. Are we 27?
Yes,
I think we're 27.
We are 27.
We're 27. We're not like boomers, so we really shouldn't like
we also don't
game shows as much.
But we don't watch. Do you watch Wheel of Fortune?
I watch Jeopardy.
I like Jeopardy.
I don't really like Wheel of Fortune.
No,
I love Jeopardy though.
The dumb man's game. Okay, so this one is actually one that I modified. So over here, you have that Trojan horse from the what's
the Trojan Wars?
Yeah, no, but there's a word I'm looking for. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to. Anyway, here's a meme. Has the walls there, your brain, and it says any memes that you're gonna see for the next. And originally it said few weeks, and then inside where the soldiers were, it said Epstein didn't kill himself. I changed it to years, and then I put the Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. What is dead may never die. So that's my little modified meme that I made I changed. Here's a bus. Epstein didn't kill himself on the top.
I mean that's pretty awesome.
I don't know if that's photoshopped or if that's real because it looks legitimate.
It looks so legit.
Yeah, like whoever did that did a great job if they did change that. Then Bubba said something I'll never forget. Epstein didn't kill himself. And honestly, when we go in a row like this, it's just like, okay, all right, okay. I was just scrolling, and I was just saving as I was scrolling.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
So this is the one that kind of takes it a step further. And when I saw this, I thought to myself, what? Because all the conspiracy theorists out there, since everyone's in consensus that of agreement, they just have to go that extra step.
Of course.
So here's that brain meme that you've probably seen in other contexts. Epstein's death was a suicide. Epstein's death was murder. Epstein was murdered by the deep state to hinder the investigation of a child sex trafficking ring. And then the last one, Epstein never actually existed and is a straw man false flag operation meant to identify all probable supporters of a revolution against the powers that be in the United States.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Don't believe that for a second,
yeah.
But
yeah. So anyway, so yeah, the New York Times a week or two ago, I think it was a week ago, Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy points to homicide, not suicide, pathologist claims. He was hired by, is it Mark Epstein? I don't know, his brother who hired him. Do you think anything's going to come out of this?
No.
Do you think, I think it's just going to be something that everyone kind of.
There's so much money involved in this that it's gonna go away one way or another.
Yeah. And a lot of people they say this joke and like, some people do, most people are pointing like the Clintons or something like that because of that painting of Bill Clinton that was found in his mansion.
I mean, that's exactly the kind of painting that I would expect Epstein to have.
An ex-president in a dress.
And honestly, yeah, there's
on his wall.
It's great. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
It's a work of art.
It's really weird.
It's a work of art.
But so yeah, those are the
Bill
Epstein.
Clinton wearing Monica Lewinsky's dress. It's awesome. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just praising him there for a second. Now I feel bad. I do not condone any of Jeff Epstein's
I don't think we have to say that.
things. I just
here at the Morning Ramble.
Here at the Morning Ramble,
islands with underage.
Yeah, we're not cool with that.
All right, so let's talk about some more things that make us uncomfortable. Dennis Quaid.
Okay.
So Dennis Quaid is 65. You know Dennis Quaid, right?
No.
The Rookie, Day After Tomorrow. Come on. You know him, this guy.
Still got nothing.
You don't know who Dennis Quaid is?
Nope.
Have you seen The Day After Tomorrow?
Nope.
Him and Jake Gyllenhaal running around, climate change.
nothing.
Okay. He is an actor, Matthew.
Okay.
And other people who are watching know who Dennis Quaid is.
It's really weird hearing you call me Matthew. Are you disappointed in me? Am I grounded?
You know, it's funny. I typed in Matthew in that speech to text that text to speech thing because when I did Matt, for some reason it said "Welcome to Ramble." Matt, like it said it like so single tone. So I put in Matthew so that it emphasized your name more. All right. Anyway, so Dennis Quaid has been married 3 times. He is now going to be married for a 4th time.
Okay.
He is 65, and he has just confirmed engagement to his current girlfriend, or now fiance, Laura Sav. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's 26.
Okay.
And he's 65.
Whatever.
So that's fine. It's a little weird.
Sure.
65, 26.
He's rich.
Gotta get that day
She's
after tomorrow
26.
money. Mm-hmm.
Now, if it were like an 18-year-old or something, then that would make me very uncomfortable.
The thing some people are pointing out, and I'll read this in a second, is that have you seen The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan and
Yes,
he's the father?
I have seen that.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's the father.
Okay.
And remember, she has a problem with his girlfriend.
Okay.
Because his girlfriend is 25 in the movie and he is 39, and the whole point in the movie they point out several times that she is too young for him. So now put that in real life, add a year to the girl, and then add 17 years to him.
Right.
So, point taken. So someone posted this, and I thought this was pretty funny. They just said his wife was 3 years older than he was. His second wife, Meg Ryan, was 10 years younger than him. His third wife was 20 years younger. His fourth wife will be 40 years younger. Dennis Quaid's fifth wife hasn't been born yet.
All right.
So, it's a little weird. I get it. Everyone's
Is that the girlfriend?
Yeah, that's the girlfriend.
I mean, she looks like she's over 26.
Yes. I listen, everyone's an adult. I'm
Yeah.
not saying there's something wrong, but I'm saying there's something a little bit wrong.
She's probably something similar to me and you, where we are 27, but we don't act like we're 27. We're kind of old men at heart.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, whatever. And
Yeah.
also, he's got money.
Yeah.
If he can get somebody who's that young, who consents to everything, and it's all on the up and up, whatever.
All right.
Whatever makes him happy.
All right. Before we get into politics, let's talk about one politician. This psychopath.
Isn't that getting into politics?
We're talking about. This is not talking about his politics. We're going to talk about him personally.
Who is
so
he?
Governor Tom Wolf, Pennsylvania governor. Hold on.
Okay.
Listen. So I guess yesterday, Saturday the 2nd, is National Sandwich Day. So he posted this photo on Facebook, and it says, "Happy National Sandwich Day, arguably my favorite day of the year, and you'll know why. To see all my favorite hot dog joints you've suggested, check out my map on the link below." This guy is a psychopath, okay? Because only a psychopath would consider a hot dog a sandwich. Debate open. Matthew, what's your stance?
Hot dog is a sandwich.
It is not a sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
It is not.
It is a piece of bread with meat in it and other things. It's a sandwich.
It's a sub. If anything, you can call it a sub.
Yeah, but people call subs sandwiches.
It's
called a sub.
A
Marine
hoagie or
sandwich.
a meatball sub.
Is a submarine
It's
sandwich.
a hoagie, if anything, not a sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
No.
A burger is also a sandwich.
A sandwich has to be open all the way around the bread. That is the clear definition in Webster's dictionary.
Club rolls are sandwiches.
That is not a sandwich.
And that's
a
sandwich.
A hot dog is not a sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
It's not.
Vote below.
No, it's a
it's a sandwich.
Anyone who thinks it's a sandwich is a psychopath. Okay, and that is my firm stance. I will not have it.
I don't think hot dogs are sandwiches.
We just really needed to push another viewpoint. I I think some people at my work were actually talking about this the one time, but I don't know who everyone's stance were.
Just-
but hot dogs are not sandwiches.
Just look at how happy he is.
He's so
though.
happy, and he likes mustard. I'm sorry.
That's a lot of mustard,
I understand a lot of people like mustard on their hot dogs or their pretzels. I get it. It's gross, okay? Mustard is an awful topping unless it's honey mustard with chicken. That's the only
some forms of mustard are actually pretty good, like stone ground mustard.
Or if you do like a type of like Dijon mustard with like a mix on a ham or something like that, that's fine. But just straight up yellow mustard on hot dogs, or heaven forbid a burger, which we talked about last week, unacceptable.
You know our stance on that. Also, let me get into something here.
I'm sorry. If he would have posted a sandwich and then also said, also hot dog joints are there, I would have been like, okay. He's acknowledging the additional of a hot dog. But he's literally only talking about hot dogs.
That's a big hot dog.
That's a huge hot dog, and it's covered in mustard. It's gross. He's too happy about it. They're not sandwiches. Go ahead.
Oh. So, for a long time, one of my main things against Burger King. I know this is pretty out there.
All right.
Hold on.
Okay.
Just hear me out. My one thing against Burger King was that they got rid of the double stacker, which was the only burger of theirs that I liked.
They have a double cheeseburger.
Because it had stacker sauce on it.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and it was good.
Okay.
So now they brought it back, but they brought it back as the double stacker king, so it's like the size of a Whopper.
Yeah.
And it's too big.
I'd have to try it. I can't.
It's
good.
good.
I can't have an opinion.
It's
I
good.
Need to try
It tastes good.
Yeah.
But also they didn't come out with their black burgers this year.
Good.
Kind of depressed
weird.
about
It's a little
that.
weird.
We didn't ever get to try them.
Honestly, do you eat at Burger King a lot? Because I feel like we talk about Burger King a lot,
Not often,
and we don't.
And
eat
I
there
don't
that
like
much.
Burger King that much. I eat there
like
if there's no other option.
Their smaller cheeseburger. I never get a Whopper. I never get any other big sandwiches. But they're like $2, one little over $1 cheeseburgers, double cheeseburgers, and bacon cheeseburgers are a guilty pleasure of mine. I just like the taste of their burgers.
That's what the double stacker used to be. It used to be tiny burgers that you could get, and they were a joy because they were small.
I enjoy their cheeseburgers.
It's like White Castle. If they sold big burgers, it wouldn't be as
Never
good.
had White Castle.
It's good.
All right. There's none around here.
They cook their meat using the steam from the onions.
Is actually what they do.
That's true.
I always see the frozen ones. I was thinking about buying a box, but everyone tells me they're nowhere near the same. So.
No, they're not.
All right, so let's get into politics because we're having too much fun. The House voted on Halloween this past week.
Yes.
On impeachment.
Mm-hmm.
And it went pretty much the way you think it would. 232 to 196 in favor, completely down the party line, except for 2 Democrats who voted with Republicans against it.
All right.
Which everyone was freaking out. Who are the 2 Democrats? Yada yada yada. They're probably in. I was looking at. I don't think they're in red states. But if they did it, they probably are because they're constituents. That kind of thing. And then the one independent, Amish, whatever his name is, he voted with Democrats. So when I saw this vote, I wasn't surprised. Pretty much if you don't know what this just means that the House, that announcement a couple months ago that Nancy Pelosi stood up there said, we're going to look into it. This is that. This is the official version of that.
Yes.
Now that means that the House is going to be investigating and subpoenas.
An impeachment probe.
They are going to be looking into things. The House does not determine impeachment. They pretty much build a case for it.
And then they send it off to the Senate.
They send it off to the Senate, and then the House.
It needs to be a majority, a 2/3 majority, correct?
Yeah, it needs to be a pretty big majority.
Which they're not getting.
No, they're not going to get it. But
unless something comes out like.
Well, I don't think
crazy.
I don't think Bill Clinton even got that far.
No one.
It got as far as it is now.
Yeah.
This is just going to go into the election. And it's just going to be decided by the people. If this matters to the majority of Americans, then he will be voted out by whoever wins the general. And if not, then their whole entire case is out the window because obviously the people don't care.
Yeah, and we certainly can't we can't speak on behalf of the majority of Americans.
Like a lot of politicians like to do.
Exactly. Like we're not going to sit here and
I
say,
hate
well,
that.
I think that most Americans. No, You don't know what most Americans want.
Yeah, and they do. The Republicans and Democrats do it all the time. The American people, blah blah blah. The American people want to look into this. The American people, no one's above the law. Or the American, yeah, it's just so annoying.
I can't stand it when representatives say that.
Yeah.
Because that's their whole purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times they'll vote against things that actual majority of Americans want.
Yeah.
Just because of party lines.
Of course.
Which
it's called politics.
Absolutely ridiculous to me.
Yep. Yeah.
One of these days, I don't know what
we're gonna get some. All right, let's talk about some candidates.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
Sadness.
Oh
has
my
come down.
God. Beto's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. He announces that the end of his presidential
boring
campaign.
Boring Beto.
And
he's gone.
I am truly saddened by this. He was an entertainer.
Yes.
He kept us informed on the craziness that is his views. I'm actually surprised though that he did decide not to. I thought he would wait to the end of the year. Because there's 2 more debates until January.
Right.
I thought he might wait to see if he surpasses Buttigieg or Yang or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
So he went out. Booker did not yet, which I feel like he should because he was way below Beto.
Mm-hmm. It's about time.
But anyway, so this was trending right after Beto announced that at the end of his presidential campaign, run for Senate. So a lot of people were talking about how he should run for the other senator in Texas, not Ted Cruz, obviously, because he lost to Ted Cruz 2 years ago. But
okay.
So a lot of people were saying he should run for Senate. Who knows, if he will or not. But if he does, you'll find out here.
Yes, but not first. You won't find out here first. Unless you don't watch any other politics stuff.
That's right. Unless this is where you get your news,
Yeah.
which it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally, if we don't talk about it here,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
At all.
Nope, not even a little bit.
We've missed a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff political wise that we haven't talked about.
And there's also a lot of stuff that we don't care about.
True. One of the stories that we haven't talked about at all, one of the biggest stories was Trump pulling out of northern Syria.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that at all.
No, we haven't.
Now's the time to bring it up. Matt, thoughts?
Dumb.
I'm for it.
Do I think that we should have been there in the first place? No.
No.
Do I think that the way we pulled out was stupid and irresponsible? Absolutely.
See, this is what I shouldn't have brought it up. there's a lot of info to talk about. I'm with. It's not that I'm with Trump on this. It's that I'm with Rand Paul on this, and I've always been with Rand Paul on this viewpoint, which is just I like Rand Paul.
I've always been with Rand.
Rand.
Me and Rand.
Ron Paul. Rand Paul. Father son. Just that, how long are we going to be there until we, my whole point is who are we fighting? Why are we there? What, Turkey? They're part of NATO. We literally have an international agreement with Turkey to not fire upon each other.
Right.
So does everyone, Republicans and Democrats alike, people like Lindsey Graham and Chuck Schumer, want to start a war with Turkey?
No.
Is that what we're doing? Then why are we there?
I wouldn't want to start a war with Turkey.
Exactly. So
especially this close to Thanksgiving.
I mean, I just I caught it. I caught the joke. I got it. All right.
I don't think that he should have just dumped everybody and went out. I think that it should have been
it was under 100 troops.
Yeah. But having dumped everybody and then just go. Yeah. That I don't agree with.
Well, we just moved them.
We
just moved them out of northern Syria. Fine. I mean, we helped the Kurds, occupy that land. And also, one thing you have to point out is that the Kurdish people in not in Syria, but over in the other side, I think in Iraq, they actually have a really good trade agreement with Turkey right now. So it's not like I feel like some people are taking a context where, and I'm not acting like an expert in the Middle East, but it's not like there's a group of Kurds that are vulnerable, and as soon as we leave, Turkey is going to massacre them. That's how the media is portraying it, and that's just not how it is. But it's very complicated. I get that. I just don't think we should be in these Middle Eastern countries anymore. And I don't think there's a right way to leave. I think there's always going to be a reason to stay. There's always going to be either a humanitarian reason, or there's always going to be there's always going to be a reason. I just feel like we've been at war. I think I posted it on our social media, like literally over 93% of the time that the United States has been a country.
Right.
Can we stop? Do we need to have troops
I'd like
in the
to
Middle
stop.
East? It'd be really nice. So
Why are some of our troops in Poland?
we have troops everywhere.
I don't get it. What's
You know,
happening there?
The only place I can justify troops being currently is over in Korea for a couple of reasons. One, after World War II, if you do not realize this, Japan does not have a very large military for obvious reasons. So we are the, I guess, military protectors of Japan in light of anything in that.
Yeah.
But we're also in Korea, in that neutral zone between North and South Korea, which currently there is some. I think what was it? Last year, the South Korean president crossed that line for the first time in decades. So it's complicated stuff, but that's the only place I can justify us having troops is South Korea right now. I don't know what, like in the Middle East, it's never going to end over there. Like, why are we over there?
True.
So
I mean, and it's pretty obvious that when we go in there with military might, we end up alienating other people, and that's how it is with everything.
And the one thing with that also too, the one thing that I don't get, and this is a criticism of Democrats. Normally with Democrats, you would get what would we hear the last couple of years? Oh, it was wrong to go into Iraq. Bush was wrong. Bush was wrong. We don't really hear that anymore. What we're hearing from a lot of the, I don't want to use the word establishment, but some of the Republicans that have been there for a while, like Lindsey Graham, and a lot of the Democrats right now, is that, oh, well, we have to be there because, if we don't, then this one terrorist organization can build up stronger and then they could attack us. And it's like, so is that how we're going to live our lives in militaries, that we need to be influencing foreign countries constantly just in case something could happen? That's an awful idea. Was there a better way? Sure. I'm sure that, someone with more knowledge of foreign affairs could enlighten me on that. But at the same time,
are you an expert on foreign affairs?
come on the podcast.
Come on the podcast.
We're inviting everyone.
Yeah, come on. And also,
Yeah.
Beto, I know you're not busy. Come on the podcast. Come on, man. I'm sorry I called you boring Beto. I'll do it again. But
Let's talk about your gun
come on.
stuff.
Come take our guns.
Take our guns.
I'll give you all of mine, Beto.
You don't have any.
I know. So where are your guns? I don't have any. You tricked me. All right, is that all we got to talk about today?
Look at that. We tackled that subject so quickly and efficiently. Solved.
Yeah.
Right here on the
Solved.
morning. Solved.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Middle East crisis solved.
Averted. Thanks to two guys from Shikshinny.
That's right. We didn't even mention half the other countries involved in this.
Yeah, it's fine though.
Yeah.
Do they matter?
No.
Probably.
A little bit.
All right. Thank you for joining us
Joining in.
this week, and we will see you next week.
Epstein didn't kill himself.